Yeah, today our lecture deals with pass by value and pass by reference. So I'll just create a simple method, add, and I'm adding two parameters to it. And what we can do here is we can change this value of a by 5. We can change the value of b by 5, and I can simply print both the values. Like a equal to this and b equal to this. Now in main what I do is I create two variables, and I create an object of class show, or I could have even made this method as static, and to this I pass a and bb. So what I'll do is I'll print the values of a before call, and I'll print the same thing after I make this method call. So what happens here is that I am passing this a to this a, I am passing this bb to this b, and in this method add I am changing the values of a and b, and I am trying to see what effect it has on the method main, where we are again printing the values of a and bb after the call. So let us see what we are expecting here is. Now here we have, it is very clear, we have a is 4 and bb is 4. So now we make this call and we pass a and bb to a and b. So since we are passing 4 and 4 to a and b, so this will come out to be 9 and 9. However, back here, does this have any effect on the value of a and bb? So it has no effect. So you will again get an output which is 4 and 4. So I'll just run this program and then explain what exactly has gone through. So this is before call, we have a is equal to 4 and bb is equal to 4, just as we had put on the output. Then in the method add, both of them change to 9, and when we come back to the main method, sorry, this is after the call. So after the call again the value is a is equal to 4 and bb is equal to 4. Now what exactly happens in pass by value is, whatever value we are trying to pass, like in this case we are passing a, so system makes a copy of the value of a, and that copy is passed to a. So whenever we pass anything by value, the same thing is not passed to the called method. A copy of this is made and the copy is passed to this a. This means this a and this a are not related to, except for the value that we pass to this a. These two are distinct, different identities. So any change to this a will have no effect on this a. This is because a copy of this a has been passed to a rather than the same a being passed to this a. So in pass by value, the rule is whatever thing we pass by value, whatever, be it a data type or be it a reference, the copy of the value is made and that copy is passed to the called method. So in the called method and in the calling method, they are totally unrelated. So any effect here will have no effect on the value a here. So this we have done to demonstrate the pass by value in case of data types. Now we see pass by value in case of objects. So I'll create an object here, method, and pass an object of this class itself. So to properly demonstrate this, I'll create an instance variable, say count. So what I do within this method is I change the value of count for the object that we have passed, and print within the method. So here I'll remove this code and write a code according to object. Now first thing we need to know regarding passing objects to method is that whenever we pass an object to a method, we never pass the object itself, because object means all the related data, class information. We don't pass the entire object as an entity, we pass the reference to the object. So in case of objects on a local system, we are never passing the object itself, we are always passing the reference to the object. So in case I am passing, I'll create an object here. I'll make this method static. So I have created an object of show called ss. Now to the method obj I pass this object ss. I'll just set some value to this, say 50. So when we are declaring a method obj, we are saying that we need to pass a reference to an object of class show to this method obj. So I have created an object, the reference to the object is ss, and this reference I am passing to the object to this method obj. So in this case what happens is this ss gets passed to this s. So we have two references. After this line we have two references, ss and s, that are referring to the same object. I'll just go through a graphical representation to clear it up. First I'll just complete this program. So after we have made the call, I'll again print the value of ss dot count. So I'll just number these lines. This is line number 1, this is line number 2, this is line number 3, and this is line number 4, and this is line number 5, and this is line number 6. So now when I created an object, its value of count was 0. Now I have set this value of count to 50. Then I pass this object as a reference to the method obj. So this comes to this. Now this changes the count value to 15. So I'll just now let us see the line number 1, where what I have done is I have created an object and I am referring it to with just change the pointer. So for line number 1, what we have done is we have created an object, we have referred it with a reference called ss, and initially we have the value of count. I am poor at writing, printing. So initially we have the value of count as 0. Then on line number 2 we have changed this value to 50. Now for the line number 3, what we have done is we have passed this reference to another reference which is s, and this is also referring to the same object as ss is referring to when we pass it here. So when we pass ss to this show, we are creating another reference to the same object that were earlier referred to by SS. So in case I print count value here, so we'll get s dot count, which will be 50. Now then what I have done is I have changed this count through this s. Now because s and ss, they are both referring to the same object, so any change that I make here, now I have done this to be 15, so I'll remove the 0. So because s and ss, they are referring to the same object, so any change made by s is also in the same object that was earlier referred to by ss. So when I print in line number 6, now I'll get s dot count will be 15. Now after the call, we come back to the main method, where after call at line number 4, ss dot count. Now ss dot count will also pick up the value from the same object which has been set by the reference s to be 15. So here again we'll get 15. Here we had got 50. Then we have changed the value 15 here, and we had got 15 here. So I'll just run this. Let's make this comment. So this value has come out to be 50. Then the value of count is 15 here. That is what we had predicted. And then after call, again we have got the value 15. This is what we had seen through the graphical representation. So in pass by reference, what has happened is that any change to the object here has shown its effect here also. So change made by s to the object has reflected in the main method also. This is because both the references, they are referring to the same object. So any change made to the object within this method obj will have an effect on the main also, because the reference in main is also referring to the same object. Now this is one part of passing object. The second part is the references itself. As we are passing a reference ss to this s, the references itself are also passed by value. The references are also passed by value. See, this means that we are not passing the reference ss itself to the reference s. These two are separate entities, and as long as they refer to the same object, we are seeing the same effect in obj and main. Now if after this I refer s to a new object, so for a new object it will again start, the name is show. Now what I have done is, in line number 8 and 9, I have made this s to shift from this object. I'll move this pointer and instead point to a totally new object, which is, and for which the value of count is 0. So I have not written completely count. So for which the initial value of count is 0. However, the reference ss in the main method, it is still referring to the old object that it was referring to before we made the call. So we can see that this reference ss is not bound to this reference ss. They are both different entities, and they can work separately, and they can refer to different objects independently. So what has happened here is, we have not passed ss to this s, we have made a copy of this ss and passed the copy to s, so that s behaves independently from this ss, as we can see when we refer to a new object through this s. Now this will generate a value 0 here, whereas in the main ss.count will still refer to count equal to 15. So I'll just run this. We see we got 0 here in line number 9, but again in line number 4 we are again getting 15 because ss continues to be with the same old object, whereas ss has changed the object and has now associated itself with a new object. So in Java everything goes by value, the data types are passed by value, the references are also passed by values. Objects are never passed itself, objects are always passed by references, and references are also passed by value in case of Java. So I hope this clears pass by value as well as pass by reference.